to achieve anything in life, you need to have balance. Did you ever notice that when one area of your life is in balance, it influences all other areas unconsciously? So today I'm gonna talk about balance, the connection between the mind, body, and soul, and I'm gonna have you reflect on all of those areas to see which one is in balance. So, balance. Being balanced into those three areas. Take discipline, because success comes from discipline and being balanced within yourself. What happens when you're balanced within yourself? You can be creative, because when your mind, your body, and your soul are all working together, that's when you have intuitive hit. That's when your creativity is flowing. So that's what I'm gonna talk about today. I'm gonna have you take a pen and a paper, because we're gonna do some work. First of all, before starting, I want to talk about my business that I just started. I just received my business card, so there it is. I'm so excited. So I do numerology reading. I spent a lot of years trying to find what was my purpose, what was my gift, my talents. And numerology helped me a lot. I used to do astrology reading. I started by studying with that when I was 16 years old. And after I started studying about human design, destiny matrix chart, also astrology, Vedic astrology, and I also studied numerology. And numerology was one of my favorite techniques to learn about myself, because it worked with number and your name. So your name, all the frequency and all of the letter of your name are in numerology associated with a number, and those numbers tell you about yourself. So what are your core personality traits? What are your talents? What are your challenges in this life? And numerology help you figure out who you are, and the knowing of yourself is the start of alignment. So it helped me figure out what was my talents, but also to look deeper into myself on what I needed to work on, because when you work on the part that can be wounded in this life, because we all came on earth with a soul background, what we learned in past life, what we didn't learn in past life, and we all bring it in this life. So numerology helps you figure out what you need to work on to achieve, to be in your highest path and fully incarnate your purpose and your mission. So you can visit my website. I think I will write it right there. I also do compatibility reading, because it can also help your relationship to grow when you know the person that you're with. It's really helpful to figure out what are their lessons in this life, and that can really reinforce your relationship. So that was my little ad about my business. So let's start. First, I'm gonna have you take your pen and your paper, and I want you to draw a triangle. So I'm gonna do it too. Oh my god. So that's my triangle, okay? And at each corner of the triangle, I want you to write mind, body, and soul. So it doesn't matter if you put mind, body, or soul at the top. It doesn't matter. So mind, body, and soul. So what each of those areas are doing in how are they helping you being a more balanced individual? So let's start with the mind. The mind is all about mind stimulation. So mind stimulation come from learning, reading, and all other things, but today I'm gonna focus on reading and learning. So I want you to write reading and learning just there. So yeah. And for reading part, do you read every day? Yes or no? If it's a yes, write yes. If it's no, write no. So I'm gonna ask you to do that with all the section, and I'm gonna ask you to read. So do you read every day? Do you learn every day? And when I'm talking about learning, do you sit and learn a subject? Do you learn something with intention every day? Yes or no? I'm not talking about scrolling on TikTok and learning stuff on TikTok. It needs to be for more than like 10-15 minutes, okay? So let's go to the body part. So for the body, I think it's obvious for everybody, but exercise and time in nature. So I want you to write exercise and time in nature. Do you exercise every day? At least for 10 minutes. Do you spend time in nature every day? At least for 10 minutes. So write yes or no. For the soul part, soul is all about praying, meditation, breathing. This section is to help yourself connect with your soul. So for today, I'm gonna have you write praying and breathing. Do you pray every day? Do you have a connection with God? And when I'm talking about God, for me, it's an energy. And you also have a part of God within yourself. So do you have a connection with God? Do you talk to him every day? Are you grateful? Do you have a relationship? And do you do breathing exercise or meditation for more than 10 minutes? So yes or no for those sections. And before looking at our triangle and the yes and no, let's talk about what happened when the mind is not aligned. So the mind will overthink. We all know that. Been stuck in overthinking. I'm still a bit stuck in overthinking. So when your mind is not aligned, you overthink. You have a fear-based narrative about yourself, which can cause burnout and mental noise. So what happened on the long term when your mind is not aligned? You can't hear your intuition. When your body is not aligned, you have a lack of motivation, you have fatigue, even though you can sleep for 10 hours. I was also stuck in that, sleeping for 10 hours, waking up tired. And it also gave you an overwhelming feeling. So this what happens when the body is not aligned, which also causes to not listen and to not hear your intuition because you're so overwhelmed. And what happened when the soul is not aligned? There is a loss of meaning. There is living your life on autopilot. So when you wake up in the morning, you have the same kind of routine that you do without intention or just on autopilot. So drinking your coffee, taking your phone, going to work, that's autopilot. And what happened when your soul is not aligned? It causes depression, disconnection from joy. And I could also add a general feeling of not belonging here on earth and not knowing if you matter in this world. So if we go back at the triangle, and look at the area where you add yes and no. Which one of those area is the most imbalanced? And that will be your homework. That will be your homework for this week, is figuring out what area is imbalance, and be able every day. You can start with only 3 minutes of activating those parts. So with the mind, you can start by reading for 3 minutes. For the body, you can start by going on a walk for 3 minutes. With the soul, you can start by doing breathing exercise for 3 minutes or a meditation of 3 minutes. I want you to bring this balance into your life and be consistent every day with it, and see on the long term what changed. And with time, you can add minutes for the mind, the body, and the soul section. And you can also add like learning if you start with reading, more time in nature for the body part, and praying for the soul. And this will help you have and start having a balance in your life, because when you're balanced, everything is flowing. And when one area is in excess, or when area is not aligned, the triangle is not working, which will affect all area of your life. And what happened also when you don't have balance, when you don't have the core foundation of your own mind, body, and soul connection, you also attract people who are imbalanced, which will cause obsession over relationship, in romantic connection too, and excess. So if you have this balance within yourself first, you will see that the projection of your life will change, that the people that you will attract will change, because they will also be in balance. And you will stop putting yourself second and putting your routine aside when you meet someone, because you will have this core foundation. And also only take 21 days to reprogram your mind of doing something. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any question in the comment section. See you guys next week.